Namaste. Once upon a time, there was a king and his minister who went into the woods for a stroll. During their walk, the king's robe got entangled in the thorny bushes. As he tried to unravel it, his fingers got injured. The minister promptly attended to his wounded hand and offered solace with these words, "Whatever God does, He does it for our own good." However, the king was not too impressed with his minister's words, and in an angry tone he said, "I am in so much pain. My fingers are bleeding, and all you can say is, 'Whatever God does, He does it for our own good.' What kind of person are you? I'm better off being by myself than with you." The minister felt insulted and walked away, leaving the king behind. The king, now alone, decided to continue his walk. As destiny would have it, he wandered into a nearby kingdom where the soldiers were instructed to capture anyone as an offering for the temple's goddess. Upon seeing the king, they wasted no time in seizing him and led him towards the temple. During the purification ceremony, the priest noticed that the king's fingers were injured and considered him unsuitable for the sacrifice. The soldiers then led him out of the temple and released him from their kingdom. Spared by his injuries, the king felt thankful for his unexpected release and reflected upon the words of his minister. He now came to appreciate the wisdom behind the minister's words. Feeling compelled to seek reconciliation, the king went in search of his minister and found him sitting under a tree. The king expressed his sincere remorse for his offense and recounted how his injured fingers had ultimately saved his life. He then said to his minister, "There is something that really baffles me." "What is it, O king?" asked the minister. The king said, "I know that you are angry with me, and I do not blame you for that. But why did you walk away from me?" The minister paused for a moment, then said, "It must have been divine intervention that led me to walk away from you. Had I not, I would have become the ideal candidate for the sacrifice, as my body is completely free from all cuts, bruises, or injuries, and so I think that God has been very kind, not only to you, but to me." My friend, the moral of this story is, every misfortune has a silver lining. We ought to look at it as a blessing in disguise, for there's a reason behind every action in this world. Once there was a farmer living by a river who diligently tended to his small farm. Despite his hard work, birds frequently swooped down to eat his crops. Faced with this dilemma, the farmer took drastic measures by throwing bricks into the air to scare the birds away. One day, he saw a box floating in the river, and so he went to retrieve it. He took it home, and upon opening it, he found 100 pieces of what appeared to him as stones. He thought that God has been very kind to him by sending him these